I am a freelance photographer and videographer mostly, and my roles that I've filled with Cybis include camera operating, audio director, assistant director, kind of a jack of all trades. Always happy to jump in where the need is and to help produce awesome shows.
That's awesome. I mean, you told me to jump in, so that's what makes Wes awesome is that he's always happy to jump in and very multifaceted, whether it's behind the camera or editing or playing DJ. That is one of the coolest things.
Yeah.
Is that how you got started with Cybus?
Yeah, so well, my first show with Cybis actually came through a friend of mine who found an ad that Cybis had put out for a show in Springfield, Missouri FBLA. He filled the role for the PA and said that they were also told me they were also looking for a camera operator. I was fresh out of college and just looking to jump in, get some work in the live event industry, and this was the perfect opportunity. And after that first show, meeting the team and just kind of the shows that Cybis produces, I was hooked. These are some awesome shows to be a part of.
Why'd you want to work in live events?
I do love just kind of um, the variety of work that it provides. It's not the same. Like no like shows are. I guess like the formula of Cybus shows are somewhat the same, but everything's very dynamic. It feels fresh walking into every show, just because there's a different atmosphere, a different energy that the attendees bring, that the team brings, and I think that is like just something that is exciting about each show, and it makes it unique each individual time.
Wes joined as a camera operator, and I was probably like, "Oh, okay." Wes joined as a camera operator, and that could be the end of it.
Mhm.
But he shined through. That's the
Yeah. Yeah, it gave me an opportunity to use cam op. I was stayed pretty local to that show just for a few years, and I was actually working in marketing at the time, so I was kind of just on the side trying to pick up little gigs here and there. And then 2019 came. I reached out to Jeff and told him, "Hey, I'm doing this full time, and I would love to jump on some more shows, jump to." Um, like fill roles where I can. I was eager to learn different facets of like the industry and the shows that type of roles that the shows are. And so he gave me some opportunities to go to a few other shows in a couple different states, run camera, and also gave me a shot at Think Back, doing the main highlight video for the conferences, which is something I'm actually very very passionate about. And like I think that one of my main talents is a run and gun style capturing of live events and editing together like highlight videos that recap it, and having to turn those around in such a short period of time actually like really like energizes me. And because it's just kind of like a really tight deadline, fast paced moving um kind of environment that just energizes me.
Anastasia, I know you're supposed to ask the questions, but I want to know from Wes that moment, like, why did I give you, and I don't mean it to sound condescending, but how did I give you a chance how did you prove that you could, okay, now you're going to edit the Think Back video for the whole conference? Like, when did that happen? Because it's such an important piece to the experience for the conference attendees. And I was like, okay, well, I trust Wes.
Yeah, I think that I'm gonna brag on myself a little bit here. I think just the um, like the talent that brought to running the camera and interacting with the team. Um, Obviously, like you'd heard good feedback from longstanding team members about me and how I work and how I operate. And I remember just a couple of different conversations that we'd had here and there about me being in wedding videography, doing wedding videos, and kind of um, having other pieces in my portfolio that demonstrated that I can shoot on the fly, edit on the fly, and do quick turnaround for videos and things like that. So I guess that prompted in you of saying like, hey, what's like you asked for my portfolio and some of the things that I'd done that kind of mimic that kind of job. And you saw the talent, you saw that I was able to produce those and produce them well in a good period, like a good amount of time. And so yeah, you gave me that opportunity, and hopefully, like, well, I was hoping that that would like that would drive you to give me more opportunities, and it has. So, I mean, that's reassuring for me that I'm doing well, I'm doing my job well, and yeah, I appreciate the first opportunity to just keep proving myself more and more, and you just keep calling me back. So,
We do, and it was a kind of a rhetorical question because I know why. It's because you brought the confidence and you delivered. I mean,
mm,
every time, and being a good sport. So you answered it better than I could have, but it wasn't a leap of faith. It was you'd always brought your A game, no matter what. So it was an easy decision.
yeah, and it's always one of those things where I like because I'm multifaceted in the sense that um, like I do believe in trial by fire for a lot of these things. So even if I'm not a like I'm not a top tier talent in some area. If you give me the opportunity, I'll rise to the occasion. I'll learn everything I can and to do the best job I can.
Tell me more about Think Back. What is that?
So Think Back is the Cybis highlight reels that are produced on the spot at the shows to be shown at the end of the conferences. Um, for all the CTSOs shows that we do. Most of them invest in Think Back because it's really exciting for the students and other attendees to see just like this really cool hype highlight video of their time in whatever city that we're in, and all the things that they did, the competitions, the fun things that they get to do, the full conferences, keynotes, all the things we throw in as much as they did. We captured it and turned it around, and a lot of people are always amazed that we're able to produce like a video of that quality in such a short period of time.
Probably a few late nights.
Definitely a couple late nights. I remember my first year of Think Back. Like you definitely get better at it over the years, and you kind of again like there's a certain formula of things that's like go on, so you know portions of what you need to capture of like, okay, I need to capture this piece, I need to get this piece, I've got enough of this piece, so let's get this. So you just like you learn and you learn to like use your time efficiently in that sense. But I remember my first year of Think Back, like my first three Think Backs were like 2, 3 a.m. like hitting the export button and then having to give it to the director at 6 a.m. So
I believe it.
uh,
So you're capturing the footage and then editing afterwards?
yeah, so I'm editing as I go each day. Like the day, like once I capture everything during the day, it's back to like getting all the good pieces, like culling all the good footage, um, to put into the final video. And the next day, same thing, and all the way up into the point where I have to like I get as much as I need, and then I have to have to edit the video and turn it around for usually the last session the next morning.
Yeah, how long are the events usually? A couple days only?
Yeah, typically 3 or 4 days. Yeah, we're there. Yeah, we're there for 4 or 5 days, including setup and tear down. But yeah, the conferences themselves 3 or 4 days. So, and I'm capturing footage from the moment the attendees get there. Um, like up until that last point, and they have their last piece of their conference until the last session.
So you're running around with your camera
Yep,
on your shoulder?
yep, running around with the camera. I've definitely got the forearm workouts that I got the regimen to keep that going because I have to carry a gimbal with me everywhere I go.
Do you use any footage from the actual show? Like from the
Yeah, I do. So often I'm running camera and doing this at the same time. So I'm running camera during the show, during the main sessions, and then getting think back footage all other times of the day. So I don't have so much of an opportunity to step away from my camera during the live event to get footage. So everything is recorded and recorded at high quality. So I usually get a full recording of each session, at least up until the last session, so that I can include some of the like what people saw either on the screens or during the stream to include pieces of that in the final thing back.
So you're running a few cameras, not just the one around the
Oh yeah.
audience.
Yeah. Yeah, most of the time I'm running camera for the live show and also running my own camera for think back.
And Jeff, is that usually how it's run? You have multiple people doing multiple things because they're just so skilled?
That is a kind of, I guess, a standard, I would say. I mean, that's how we can justify bringing people in from all over the country to a show site, and a team that works well together and is enthusiastic about the project and can wear different hats.
Right. Yeah, the
Right?
focus on different hats.
Anastasia's got a hat. We should have worn. You should have worn some hats for the this meeting today. Well,
You want me to bring my collection?
there you go.
So think back. That's what you do. You run the cameras and
He's also a DJ.
I've had the chance to be the audio director, run the audio cues for the show, make sure everything feels seamless and not dead. I Jeff, I have to tell you that I've done a couple other conferences, like where I'm doing like think back-esque, just like highlight videos for other conferences that I've been a part of, and I just got done with one in Atlanta a couple weeks ago, and man, I got to tell you, like, cyber shows have like set a standard in my head of like what should be going on, and the fact that like there was so much like just dead noise, dead space in between like certain portions of this conference. They were doing an award session and like they announced the winner, people clapped, it was great, but there was no music. And once the clapping died down, you had to like it was like 10 to 15 seconds of silence while they walk up to the stage and get their award and take a picture and then say their little speech. And I'm like, oh, this hurts so bad. I am so glad that we like there is never a dead moment during Cybis shows. It makes it so much better.
I'm cringing now with just the thought, to be honest.
Oh, it was so bad. It was like 10 awards, and every single time I was just like,
Oh,
oh, this is so bad. Just the Spotify playlist, just give it a little something. I just need something.
but that's what, besides the videography and the think back and the live camera, depending on the show, Wes also serves as the audio director slash DJ and makes sure that there's never a dull moment and the hype moments, if there's a sentimental moment, then the music will match it. If there's an awards moment or a tribute moment, like bring that soundtrack to life, keep the energy going.
I do love the experience of the cyber shows just in general. Like whoever is scripting the show, I've had the opportunity to do that as well. Just like reading through the scripts and seeing like what the moment calls for, and really like making sure that audio matches the experience that's happening. Whether it's that sentimental moment or it needs to be something very powerful and exciting or yeah, whatever the scene calls for.
why is that so important?
I think it definitely impacts the overall experience for the person watching the show. Um, they can get pulled out. Like the Cybis experience is like people are pulled in to everything that's happening on stage, on the screen, everything that's going on in the room. And if we mess up the like, if what you're hearing doesn't match what's happening on screen or on stage, like you kind of get pulled out of that experience and you realize, oh, like yeah, I'm at a conference. I'm sitting like in a balcony, like far away. Like there, it just takes people out, and we want to eliminate as much of the like hurting the experience of the attendee as possible.
How do you make it different each time?
I mean, I think that there's a lot of aspects um, that can draw like a difference between the shows. Like I think a lot of things visually um, include the lighting director being um, how he how he sets the lights, how he programs them to do different things. Like it's all like lights are usually moving, like having some excitement going in that way, and also just even the pre-production. A lot of the everything that goes into the show before the show happens, figuring out the stage setup, the plot, like all the things that go into the scenic. There's always just like a lot of different aspects. Nothing is ever like I don't think the scenic is ever exactly the same one show to another. And there's always like some really unique things that are done. Um, to emphasize whatever the show is and whatever the theme of the show is. The scenic and what Cybis produces emphasizes that theme.
What's been your favorite show in terms of scenic or just your own show like to work?
I had a feeling you were going to ask that. There's been so many. Um,
I could ask the opposite.
those have been the
Your
worst.
least favorite.
I'd like to know.
Um,
I'd like to know the opposite too.
um, yeah, I mean, just in um, recent memory, I do think that we had an infinity truss at the Washington DECA show in February. Um, so yeah, it was just like this giant infinity symbol up on stage, and in the like the two holes of the infinity was where we center screen projected. So, and we had like LED lights around, like lining the truss and everything. So it was just a really like cool, unique take on their theme, and yeah, just like one of those things that's memorable. And because also you look at it from a person that has to help put it together. Like you show up on site and you like look at them like, oh no, circle truss. Oh no, these like there's little things that you know that like can be a hassle at times. And then you're like, that's cool. That's going to be really hard, really difficult to pull off. But it's never as bad as you think it's going to be. Um, but yeah, as far as like
That's
memor
nice that you say that on camera, Wes. Sometimes it is worse than you think it will be.
yeah, sometimes it is, but I'll let you use that audio bite. I'm trying to make you look good here.
uh,
Um,
yeah, good sport.
uh, but yeah, just in recent memory, yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Yeah, and then anytime we get to use we have a like a I forget what to call it, but like a massive backdrop with starlights in it. Um, yeah, the giant star drape is always a cool aspect. It's like another element that's just
Yeah, yeah,
different.
I've seen those. It adds a lot of dimension.
Yeah, because they're like constantly like a little twinkling going on, or just like different colors, or yeah. So yeah, it's just another
It
aspect.
puts
Is
you in a
it?
different headspace.
Yeah, and again adds to that experience, adds to that like kind of just taking you out of the fact that you're in a room at a conference. Like it creates that experience more.
I was just thinking how you know what it takes to create the experience, whether it's the visuals or the soundtrack and the volume levels, everything. And most of the audience members just kind of know if it was a good show or not and can't
Hmm.
really nail that down. And that's nothing negative about that. But that's kind of what makes West special and Team Cybus special is we know the magic that it takes, those little details that can create that positive experience. So
Yeah, I mean
and West has it visually and aurally.
the more we do these shows, the more that we improve, and the more we kind of tighten up those pieces just to make it overall just an exceptional experience for everyone.
I have to ask a question, if you don't mind, Anastasia. Because you joined us in 2017.
Mm,
Been over 8 years now.
yeah.
And have you seen a difference in the way the shows are produced, the way they're prepped, the way the planning goes? Have you seen any movement, evolution over the last 8 years?
I mean, personally, yes. I know for sure that I mean just the more that I'm a part of these, the more that I do them, the more that I understand, and the more that like more I'm able to be efficient in how we do things and how we set up, and then even as just I'd say even yeah, just as a the team as a whole, I that kind of use my that's this case study on Missouri FBLA. Because I remember my very first show with Missouri FBLA, the setup day was like a 14-hour day. It was so long. It was like we got there at 8 a.m. We were doing everything, riggers are going, and so many people doing their things. And obviously it was my first time just in this kind of environment. Like I'd done some other like church live events and stuff like that, but to kind of like really be in the industry, I'm like I got done with that day and I'm like, oh my goodness, is this how this goes all the time? Because I just like that's not fun. I don't like that. but
And,
every
and
single
yet 8 years later, you're still doing
I'm
it.
still here. So I can't pull away for some reason. But I say that to say that like each year I've seen just that improve. Like obviously there's time that it takes um to set up certain things. Like riggers have to do their thing. We have to build trust. We have to build scenic. We have to do all these different elements. But I think that there is every single year I've seen us get more and more efficient just in the sense of like I say that for Missouri FBLA because I feel like every single time I get done with setup day for Missouri FBLA 8 years running, and I'm like, huh, that was a little bit better than last year. And I think that that also involves us working with the venue, um, like working well with the venue, keeping that relationship with them, and like, yeah, they know our process, they know us, and they're always like super helpful. And I think just again the cohesiveness of everybody involved just gets better and better every year as we like just kind of have more time with each other, have more time with the way we do things, and just knowing how things work.
What about when everything goes wrong?
Oh boy. So we're not immune to things going wrong or something happening to some of our stuff on route in the truck. Something gets busted, gets broken, or something doesn't work right, or we miss something and then we don't have everything that we need. Um, there, there's a sense among everyone that we are here to make this show the best that we can, and sometimes that involves creative solutions, working with the client, working with what we have available, sometimes going out and buying different props or electronics or something that we need to do to make the show happen, trying to minimize what we need to buy on hand on site. But sometimes it's you can't avoid it. We have to have something, and usually we're able to locate and like assess that problem and assess a solution pretty quickly so that it doesn't hinder us being there longer, or also making sure that we are set up and ready to go for rehearsals, for show, for everyone that needs to come in to do their jobs. Our job is to make sure that everything is done to the best of our ability so that the show is good and that the show goes on.
What about when the client's like, oh, no, we actually want something totally different?
Ooh, I'm trying to think because I
Have
feel
you had
like
that?
that I just because I have not been in a technical director or a show director role, I don't think I've had like those. I haven't had those conversations with the client. Um, However, I know that we have like they have come like clients have come to us with things like middle of conference saying like, oh, we actually want to add this kind of like we want to add like a session basically. We want to add this type of thing prior to the session or right after the session or something like that. And we want it to be this. And I'm like, okay, well, we we're not like the things that we have aren't here to do that. So it's like creative solution, creative problem solving. They're like, okay, we'll like one instance, like they wanted we needed to get an overhead shot. We needed to get a shot, like a bird's eye view shot from of the stage. Like somebody was doing something that they needed to be able to, like we needed to be able to see their hands moving or doing something on a table. And well, we are, so how are we going to make this happen? Um, so yeah, we have to like rummage through what we have in our cases, what we have in our deals. Okay, like we only have this one camera, or we have this camera here. Okay, we won't use this camera during the session. So we'll repurpose this one. We'll take it, we'll use these pieces, and we'll make sure that this is secure here and we can actually do it this way, this way, this way. So yeah, it was just one of those things where like we had to like kind of change up our camera setup on the fly, and but we made it happen, and client was happy and they loved how it looked. And again, just that creative solution, creative problem solving in the moment. You kind of just got to be like, okay, client wants this. What can we do about it? How can we make it work?
I would ask, was there ever a show that you were thinking, this is it, this is the last one?
No, that hasn't happened yet. And
Okay.
I hope
Yeah,
it
no,
doesn't. I hope it
yeah.
doesn't. No,
Okay.
it hasn't happened.
Good, good.
No, there's definitely been some you don't have to use this, but there's definitely been some frustrating times just because like we're not prepared for this. Like we don't have the resources for this, but we're like kind of forced to do like we just don't know like what to really do about it, and we kind of have to like find a middle ground, find a compromise, and like tell the client like we can't do exactly what you said here, but again, we're offering solutions of what we can do and what is possible, and trying our best to educate them on why like what they said is not actually possible
Mhm.
in the time that we have, but meeting them halfway, meeting them in the space of like, okay, well, here's what we do have available, here's what we can do, here's what is possible. Just doing our best to create we're going to do our best to create like make the client happy to the extent that we can.
You're not interviewing for the job, Wes.
Oh, I know. I mean, technically I am because I'm definitely going to send you an email asking for more job roles next season.
Fair.
So,
I like it. And yeah, it's not an exit interview either. It's to many more years to working together.
absolutely.
Appreciate you very much. It's been a lot of fun. So
How do you approach those types of challenges? And then the client's like, oh my God, that was amazing. That was like, you made it happen. And then they don't actually understand what goes on behind the scenes. Or do you tell them, yeah, we actually had to do this, this, and that? How do you let the client know that this was actually like a really big team effort, that we made it happen for you?
Well, I don't think that like we do our best to educate clients is only when like we can't do exactly what they say because it's also not their job to know everything that goes into the show. Like their job is to see the show happen. They hired us to know everything that goes into the show, and that's our job. So, I think keeping the client like keeping an open communication with the client as much as possible when we can't achieve their goal 100%. Um, and we're also doing like I know that pre-production and everything that goes into it, there's a lot of things that go into making sure that the client is getting like exactly what they want. But I know I we do understand that like they have guest speakers, they have people that come in that say like actually I want it this way, and they weren't part of that initial conversation that said, well, we're actually doing it this way. And someone comes in like halfway through the conference and is like, well, actually, we want to do it this way. I'm like, okay, well, our job is to make the show happen. And if that involves letting the client know that we can't do exactly what they want us to do, then like we'll keep that open communication. And if it's something that we can make work, I know that we will, because again, it's all about making sure that the like client sees the show that they wanted to see, like that we said that we would do for them. Um, so yeah, I think it really just kind of um, we just want to make sure that we remain the experts on that behind the scenes aspect of it, because that is our job. And like the client is also doing so many other things that like we don't want to we don't want to be a vendor for them that is just like constantly dumping our problems onto them. Like we are the solution makers for our job, and we need to do everything we can to like take that pressure from the client and achieve um, what they want us to.
Yeah, so it sounds like you take a lot of responsibility because as you're talking, I hear that you say a lot about we, and it feels like you're not just a team member, but more like like an individual person, like a camera operator, but you're actually taking more responsibility for the show. And is that something that like you feel is is necessary for shows, or is that just something that you like to bring?
I mean, I'm a team player. I'm always excited to work with people that are passionate about making a show good and then like making a show great. Um, so I think it's important for people to have the mindset that yes, we are a team and this is a collective effort to put on the show. And I think most of the time, most of the crews I've been on with Cybis um, have that mentality. They like don't just like stay in their lane of like, oh, well, I'm not gonna help with that. I'm a camera operator. I'm gonna worry about the camera. No, like I have a responsibility. I have a responsibility in making this show like what it's supposed to be, and that sometimes involves me working on things like outside of my camera, not just setting up my camera and saying peace out. Like we've got screens to set up, we got projectors set up, there's scenic, there's pipe and drape, like there's all these other aspects. And it is a team effort like across the board. And I think like the best experiences I've had is when people come into a setup and come into a show with a mentality that we are like I'm here to make the show great and I'm going to do like whatever I need to do to make sure that happens. And sometimes that has people coming out of their roles to help with certain things.
Yeah, what's been the most random or far off thing that you've done on a show?
I'd say like even just saying that like I don't have the mindset of like that's not my job. Like
Yeah,
so even if I get called to do something that's like
go get
way like
crafty.
ways I've done it. I've done it. Like I like to eat, so I have no problem going to get some food. But yeah, like because I don't have the mindset of like I've got to do this. That's not my job. Like that's this person's job. Why am I doing this? I don't have that mindset. So anytime I'm doing anything, like I
Yeah,
just have the mindset of like, oh, this is part of the show. This is part of what makes the show great. So I'm gonna do it.
yeah, yeah. What is one type of event that you would love to work on with Cybis or in general?
I mean, just in general, I've I really been excited seeing a lot of like major tech conferences happening like over the last couple years. Um, and it's just like there's such I mean, cyber shows are great. We love them. They're amazing, and I'm glad I'm a part of them. Um, but there's some two, three, four levels ahead type of things happening on some like AI tech firm conferences that are just like sinking millions and millions of dollars into all these things, and it's very cool. It's very cool to look at, and it's like some massive setups for like tens if not 100,000 people. um so yeah, I mean
Like
this
stage design or what do they
yes,
do?
I mean stage design, just like overall um yeah, just the overall production aspect. Like there's a multitude of lights, there's a multitude of scenic, a multitude of screens, um, crazy effects, pre-production graphics, all this stuff. Like that's just, and it all kind of oddly seamlessly integrates itself together. Um, I think that's a like a cool aspect of something that we could I can't give you an exact example of what I'm talking about, but like just making things work seamlessly together, like when lighting and audio cues go off together, when graphics match the movement of lights to where like something goes across the screen and then a light is also now following with that same gobo or something like that. Like there's like these like little things that feels like everything is working 100% seamlessly together. And there's obviously like a lot that goes into that, a lot of rehearsal, a lot of planning and things like that. But yeah, there's I would say probably one of the I would say at DIFA in Dallas, that was one of the aspects of like things working really well together. And it created an atmosphere that I was like, this is the coolest. This is the coolest thing. I love everything that's happening here production wise.
What was DIFA?
Jeff, I'm not sure exactly what actually what Diff is. It's a fashion show of sorts. I don't know exactly what the company is or what the charity is or if it's something like that. So But
Gotcha.
it's a fashion show essentially.
So like you get more creative capability with more creative jobs.
Yeah, I think so. And I think that yeah, just definitely the difference between like student organizations versus like a fashion show. Obviously, there's that difference, but there's um yeah, like a fashion show you would expect things to be super like exorbitant, like very over the top, but it works because people walk in and they're just like in awe of everything that's going on in the room.
Yeah, and then student shows have more of that like pacing and
Yeah. So there's like there's that script aspect of like we have to do introduce the officers, we have to introduce the people that run the organization, we have to give out some awards. Like there is those, like I said, there's those formulas, there's those things that do remain the same and remain consistent that I think that um like is good. And obviously like year after year, the people that are involved know what to expect. And I think again that's another aspect of having everybody on the same page to make sure there's not any of those like weird fumbles during the show.
yeah, like the
Because
empty spaces.
yeah, the empty spaces. Because like we can only do so much, but of course it we do rely on the talent to be able to say what they're supposed to say, walk where they're supposed to walk, do what they're supposed to do.
Yeah,
So, but
yeah.
we do what we can to set them up for success.
What's the thing that you most want to do on productions? What are you pitching Jeff for?
Definitely pitching to do some more assistant directing, definitely being more involved in actual video world. Um, would love to do more of that. I th and I think I have enough enough experience under my belt to try my hand at a director role, like a show director. Um, like at least for the student shows, I know what goes into those. I know what the flow is. I think the biggest part of that is just learning about the conversations that are had between like Jeff Yu and the clients and kind of just what to expect in that sense. But as far as what I hear from the director and what I see and what I've been a part of, um, I think I could direct a show.
Think you'd excel at it. I already wrote it down, and we've talked briefly about it before. But yeah, I'm looking forward to making that happen.
Yeah, anything and everything that I can to just to kind of like learn all the facets of the show. Um, just because I want to be a utility across the board.
What do you like most about live shows? Why do you want to keep doing it?
Uh, like I said, we create an experience, and that's not just for attendees. Like most of the time, like when I'm running camera or I'm like creating audio cues as the audio director, like I'm a part of that too. And like I love seeing these things come to life and see the show happen and like see it exciting, see like the students and other attendees just like freak out about like cool things that we do and like they're hearing because oftentimes like they're hearing music and songs that they love to hear. We all love loud music that moves us um and just yeah, seeing all the lights, all the screens, all the sounds. I'm a part of that just as much as the attendees, so I love just like watching it happen.
Thank you. And one more random one. Okay,
Okay.
so use three words to describe Cybis, one of them being a food.
Three words to describe okay, and one of them being a food. um, I'll explain my food one. I've already got it though. But three words. Um, exciting, collaborative, Jimmy John's sub sandwiches.
There's a lot of that on setup days.
A lot of Jimmy John's. So that's just like that's the midday break that I always look forward to.
What about one beverage now?
Beverage, oh, Dr. Pepper, you know.
That's going to be the trick question.
That's
I love it.
always a
That's great. Thank
yeah.
you again, Wes, for indulging on this. Fun to talk to you when we're not on the high pressure of a show site. It's a very different feeling
Yeah.
than being on an event site.
Yeah, it's fun to talk about not show things sometimes.
Yeah. Well, it was all show things.
But it was also things, but not like in the heat of it.
Not the show that's in 30 minutes that we haven't finished focusing the projector.
Fun. Yeah. So yeah, no, thank you so much. I enjoyed it. I appreciate the time myself.
Anastasia, do you think we got anything good out of that? I'm just
Oh, I think we got a
that was
lot of
that
good
was a
things.
joke.
Yeah, so that's a
Yeah, thank
rehearsal.
you,
Yeah, you
Wes.
go
That
and
was the
delete
rehearsal. Hey,
go and delete this one, and then we'll try again in a couple months.
Don't
I'm
jinx
gonna
it. Don't
I'm
jinx it.
gonna record it this time. Let's go.
All right, okay.
Have a
All
great
right.
afternoon, Wes.
I
Talk to you.
appreciate it.
Hey, I see you in November, certainly somewhere, right?
Maybe I don't have anything on the
Okay.
list right now, but
Oh,
reach
you will.
out.
You will eventually. Very
Awesome.
good. All right.
See you
Take care,
guys.
man.
Yeah.
Bye.
See ya.
Here.